Things are different in season 2.
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Microphone check.
That's an audio joke.
Are we good? We good?
It's an audio joke.
It's
A little audio joke.
Hey, you know what? That was Lil Ray Ray and them fucked up the money.
How's that? I'm trying to get that sparkling. No,
What, that Mountain Valley deal?
the Mountain Valley. Is that good?
Mountain
Better?
Valley deal.
Remember when Elliott had all them goddamn water bottles and people was like, yo, how much?
This guy's
I
thirsty.
need war. I only have
Elliott
2.
thirsty as
I only
mother.
have 2. It's like the old man needs something to The old man is parched.
Are we live?
Are we on the
I
air?
don't think we're live yet. Are we live yet?
We are live.
Okay, all right. They can hear us.
So
Loud
now,
and
now you
clear.
can make your mic
Hey,
jokes.
just so before we go ahead and introduce yourselves. You know what I'm saying?
If
Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
my name is Elliott Wilson.
Jeremy Hecht.
Yo, it's DJ Head, and I want to apologize for the audio on last episode. That wasn't me. Okay, I don't know who fucked the audio up.
Blame the black man. Blame the black man at the end.
You know what? The audio was distorted because of all the oppression that's going on from
At the
Why
upcoming
didn't my
election.
mic sound
At that
good
time, the
then?
upcoming election.
the man because you fuck with niggas. I can't say that in the
bias.
first. Well, that got muted. That got bleeped.
muted.
You didn't like the white man taking accountability up front with his disclaimer.
I did.
about
I appreciated that.
Yeah.
I just needed to let our loyal viewers know that, listen, things happen, but we are back high quality today. You're hearing us loud and crisp.
You hearing us in 4K, Dolby Digital Atmos.
And we will be doing ASMR later in the show.
No, you gonna be doing that shit. I'm not doing that. I don't.
Just for them.
He's starting the OnlyFans, so he's trying to get ahead of it.
You saw the OnlyFans?
Somebody heard this and loved it.
He's starting the OnlyFans with the feet videos with the AMs.
Hey.
I won't, but what I will say is if anyone wants to be managed for Only Feet, I would love to be an Only Feet manager.
What the fuck is OnlyFeet?
So there's Only Feet pages where it's nothing but the feet, but people pay just to see these
You
feet
want
pictures.
to manage somebody with their feet?
I would love to manage
What you
somebody's
got
feet.
going on?
Male and female, or just
No,
females?
females. I would love to manage some females.
So you discriminatory towards the males?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's not fair, Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Brother, every brother don't got a bunion. Some guys out here got some thing. You know what I'm saying? They might want to share this to the world. Put it out there.
There's other managers for them. There's something for everyone.
Shout out to Jeezy, Young Jeezy, aka Jeezy, because my president is not black.
He is not.
Mm.
He is not.
Back to feet though. I think I saw something.
he said, forget politics. Let's go back to
I
the
wanna
feet.
because that's
get
depressing.
That's enough.
That's depressing. Let's go back to feet.
Okay.
We get defeat. We did catch a defeat.
There was a defeat.
There was a
that night,
defeat.
yeah.
No, but I think the homegirl Sweetie. There was a news item about her. I don't know what reputable news source, but thinking of feet, I think there was something written about Sweetie, where she was contemplating whether she wants to get into that field, and I don't think she's done it yet. Offer her services in the foot
So
modeling
you're saying
world.
I could manage Sweetie's feet?
I think that might be an incredible come up for you right there. If
Sweetie,
you could do that.
Sweetie,
You and Sweetie.
I'm sure you have great feet, and I would love to manage them. You have great music,
Bro.
you know. But hey,
Am I making that up?
What
It
you
is
mean,
Sweetie,
bro?
right?
You better calm down.
no, my girl, she'd support the feet management. I think
No, she wouldn't.
if she takes a cut,
Not
what if
Swe-
she takes a
not
cut?
Sweetie's
She helps
foot
with the
feet.
marketing,
No woman is letting a man
manage other feet.
fuck with Sweetie on no level.
Oh, just normally, yeah,
No level.
yeah.
Even if it's just the feet.
No woman in
The
a
footsies?
relationship is letting Sweetie fuck with her man on that type of time. They could do a verse. You want a verse? You can get a verse or a hook, but you ain't managing her feet page. I'll tell
Okay.
you that right now.
All right, that's fine. Well,
Grand opening, grand
we'll
closing.
find
I
someone else.
guarantee you for sure you're not doing that.
I love that we just transitioned from the president to Sweetie's feet.
The
That
feet.
was
The feet and the feet.
The feet.
The feet and the feet,
They
man.
smelling the feet in the air.
Oh my God.
Listen,
That's a bad Drake line, right?
That was
is
a good
That's
Drake
a bad
line.
Drake
I like
line.
that Drake
That's a
line.
rare bad Drake line.
You don't like that?
No.
The feet in the air.
Smelling the feet in the air, and then he talks about the shoe fitting, and he had the crown.
Speaking of the boy,
I got
Vince Carter from the Raptors right there.
My
That's
goat.
how you feeling?
this is my goat.
Vince Carter's your goat.
That's my goat.
Why didn't you fly to
Are
Toronto?
you
Why
familiar
didn't
with Kobe Bryant?
I'm familiar. He's on the shirt. He's on the shirt right
Oh, he
here.
is.
Yeah.
So you're familiar with him because he's chasing Vince Carter.
Well, yeah. He's getting
He's getting what?
that game. Vince was taking him to the rim. I don't need to pause that.
I didn't say you did.
Okay,
but
I'm just saying.
So Drake.
I'm just saying you live in L.A., Jeremy Hecht.
I love Kobe. Rest in
Jeremy, you
peace.
live in LA.
Yeah.
But you see, Drake took time out of his busy schedule. He went back home
Yeah.
to Toronto to
Fucking
see Vince
Elliott.
Carter.
Elliott.
Yeah.
What? That's Vince Carter.
Go ahead.
I didn't get an invite to the game, and
You don't think you could have stepped foot in the arena? Come on,
I could have
man.
stepped foot in the arena, but I would have had to pay for the ticket and the flight home, and it was a little too expensive. Once we get some sponsorship money, then you'll see me front row.
But you were happy to see Vince Carter be honored.
I was happy to see Vince Carter be honored. I will say he hasn't aged a day. They showed a side-by-side picture of him. He looks just as young as he did when he was putting his arm through the rim. And greatest dunk contest ever, greatest dunker ever, and
Head's already yawning.
greatest athlete
how he
to
feels
ever
about him.
play for the
No, I
Is
have
there
a
a
blood
Kobe?
condition.
Is there? It's still not great for our broadcast. So do you consider Vince Carter an inferior player to the late great Kobe Bryant?
Yes.
Kobe Jelly Bean Bryant. You consider them rivals?
No.
He gave him a bit
Only
of
one of them beat Calvin Cambridge in a one-on-one in Like Mike.
Who the fuck is Calvin Cambridge?
The great rapper Bow Wow.
Yeah, Shad Moss.
Shad Moss.
So you think that it's hard to beat Bow Wow in a one-on-one game on a movie set?
When he has superpowers, he can fly. That man could take from the free throw line at 4'10".
Y'all gave him a platform, so this y'all
But
fault.
Vince Carter beat him in Like Mike. I don't remember this scene.
Yeah, he was his rival.
I
I think they ended up winning, but Vince Carter he put up numbers
the
when he
business.
lost his shoes.
Vince said, "I ain't doing this movie unless I can still get my shit
Yeah,
off."
he still. But listen, we can get to DeMar, but I wanna. I have some questions for you, Elliott, before we
Finally,
I'm
really,
sure you do,
Elliott,
Jeremy.
not
really
me.
get to. Yeah,
Accountability?
I know we've had enough back and forth. This is for Elliott.
Is this an intervention?
No, it's not an intervention. I simply have questions, but let's
Okay,
lay it
let's
out.
go.
Let's lay it
Let's
out for the
go, tough
audience.
guy.
Okay.
You let these outsiders speak to you about your boy like that, and you getting swayed?
No, but I did get some calls from Toronto. So what happened?
You what?
I got some texts
Oh, look
from
at
the
that!
homies
Trying
in
to put the boy
Toronto.
under pressure.
I still have connects. I know they think I'm
Do
fully
you
West
have
Coast.
mob ties?
No, I do not.
Oh.
No ties to the mob. Shout out to Jay Prince though. I
Mhm.
want no problems. So last episode, you
Yes.
waited until the very end of our episode.
I didn't wait
2
till
minutes left, and you hit a buzzer
See,
beater.
see, Jeremy, now you already
Okay.
said narratives.
I'm saying narratives.
Let's not act like it was just some last minute shit I drew up into the crowd.
Well, it was a bank shot.
No, it was not.
It was a bank shot.
I said from jump, I alerted you guys.
You did.
I
Yep.
said I got a scoop.
Yep. 2 days before.
The day before I tweeted out a picture of us, I said I got a scoop.
Yep.
Tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. So let's not act like we was in the show in hour 2 and I was bored and I was like,
No.
let
You
me
knew.
zigzag
you
this up,
had it,
guys.
But you had the bomb the whole time and then dropped it fourth
Because
quarter.
I'm focused on it. You're our leader of the content and our sheet and how we go about things. Now, if it doesn't come up in the flow, our natural flow and chemistry,
Okay.
I didn't want to force it. But I'm just saying, let's not paint that narrative
Okay,
that I
you're
just last minute do something in trying to catch some ratings because our audio was crap and shit. Like, this will dazzle the crowd. Can you hear me out here?
Okay, sorry. I take accountability. That was not the narrative. Elliott had a scoop, okay? He
Yes.
said the scoop on our show.
Yes.
We posted the clip. It goes viral.
Yes.
Multiple, I would say probably 30 plus million views on platforms, if not more. At least it was like 10 million on the tweet.
With crappy audio, which is a huge accomplishment. Yes.
Everyone's
Huge
talking
accomplishment.
about it. People are celebrating, rejoicing. What a time to be alive. We're getting more music. Thugs home.
I guess I underestimated how much fans like the idea that Future and Drake could make music again.
Yeah.
Something about this Kendrick Lamar conflict hasn't changed that, I guess. So you think it might have changed it a little bit, but even with there being a Like That record and all this Trust You albums and all that, the fans seem to want Drake and Future to once again make music together. So it gave even more of an outpouring of love and support and excitement than I even thought it would for me to make that announcement and announce that.
People loved it.
Okay.
But the party died quickly. With a couple minutes later.
It wasn't a couple minutes later.
Non-friend of the show.
It was the very next day.
Yeah, next day.
On the eve of our launch, our 10 a.m. launch that we do every Saturday.
Yeah.
Academics.
Yes. Insert friend of our co-host.
I'm not even friends with him.
Friend of one.
You're not Academics friend. You're not Academics friend.
Why we can't be friends?
I tried to
Okay,
get
we
y'all
all just
together. Like I
sit
said, I got
somebody
y'all
and
on the
get
fold.
Did you send the bottle for me, the Hennessy?
Did you?
No, you didn't give me the bottle.
No, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't send the bottle yet.
I'm sending the bottle.
I still have Academics' address. I can send it to him.
Yeah, please send that to him, King.
But go ahead, Jimmy, get your shit off.
Okay, so
Academics
listen to
said
what he
cap.
said.
Get
He
your
said
shit
this.
off.
Spoken to extremely credible sources on both sides. And Drake and Future has not been on the phone. So, not too sure who gave Elliott Wilson the authority to say this. But from what I hear, that is not true. That is 100% cap. Now, I'm not going to say Elliott Wilson is contorting or misrepresenting
He's been
facts,
studying you.
but whoever his source is,
Easy. Contorting.
from what I've heard, whoever that source is ain't telling the right thing.
So, Axe says this, and
Well, I have a lot of issues with what he said.
Okay,
Even
so-
though, but you also noticed the tone of the. No, but it was respectful though. That's
yeah, it
one
was
thing.
respectful.
It was respectful, and that's what Act does himself. And Act doesn't get credit himself for the reporting that he does on his platform outside of this, right? Act speaks to a lot of people in his business. He does certain journalism type moves of getting sources and reporting news. Sometimes it's gossip and hearsay or whatever, and he's trying to stir it up. And he's admitted that sometimes he doesn't even want to really get to the truth. He wants the engagement that comes with it. But he's also cited sources. So what I did there was similar to what he does often. I appreciate him because of what I said, him going out and doing some reporting, right? And he agrees to disagree. What he's hearing is different. That's fine. And respectful about it. The part where he says about who gives you the authority, whatever, I'm the authority. I'm Elliott Wilson. If you're new here, I'm the GOAT. I've been doing this for 3 decades plus.
Okay.
I can do whatever I want to do and say what I want to say on whatever platform I choose. I give myself the authority. And every source isn't just like somebody telling you something so then you can go, hey, and run and go say it to everybody because you're some pawn in the game. I received information. I assessed it. My old school journalism thing is to have more than one source. I had 2 sources. I believed in it. I reported it. If I report it, I stand on it. Now, does that mean I'm ultimately right or wrong? Time will tell. But it doesn't make me go, oh my God, you spoke to somebody or someone called you and said it's not true, then automatically everything I said is bullshit. No, I stand on it. I reported it. I stand on it.
So can you, because without, on the journalistic side, you might not want to give out your source. Can you say what side the sources were or kind of where they came from generally?
Generally, no, I can't say that.
Okay. But there's multiple sources.
The old journalism rules to have more than one
Yeah.
source, at least 2 to 3. It depends on the situation. But it's interesting that, to me, the extra energy around so many people wanting to say it's not true is interesting to me.
Yeah.
And then also, if you look at it, there's many reasons to say it's not true, even if it is true. One could be the people aren't aware. If I could get on a call, yo, Jeremy, excuse me for a second, I speak to Jay Prince on the phone. Just because you're my man and I know you all the time, how do you know who I got on the phone with for 5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, you're not with me every single day. I don't care if you're part of my crew or not, right? So how do you know if I went and spoke to somebody for 10 minutes on the phone? I'm not saying it was a 10-minute call. I don't know how long the call was. But I'm saying you don't know that. Also, you can say it's not true because you don't want Elliott Wilson breaking that fucking news. Like we'll reveal this shit when it's time. If we were gonna make music, maybe even though I said they pieced it up, that doesn't mean they're ready to make music together. So things have to develop in repairing a relationship, and you just don't want that out there. So there's many reasons to say it's not true, even if it's not. It's up to the people to decide. But again, my position doesn't automatically change because then people counter and say, you know what, we're hearing it's not true. That's fair.
So even if, like, let's say his source, when he's saying closest source, let's say it was.
Oh, I got one more.
Okay. But let's say
He didn't say that he didn't
say it was Drake. 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's times when Drake directly, especially with the pedophile accusations or having a daughter, Drake was adamant that from me, Drake, to you academics, make it clear that this is not true. Academics, I do not have a daughter. If I have a daughter, I'll work for you academics. You let the world know that. That's very direct, Drake to academics. That's not what he said here. He said he had multiple sources on Drake's side and on Future's side that say this is not true. That's not the same as Drake directly saying to academics, hey man, clear that shit up. I did not speak with Future at all.
That's fair. And I had homies in Toronto. I still have some ties, but they said it wasn't true, but they didn't say it came from
Here's how it ties
Drake.
here's how it ties into this Carter thing, and I wasn't just doing that. I think it's interesting that we obviously know that this battle was intense for Drake and he feels like everybody ganged against him. It's very interesting that I say publicly in a big forum that he reconciled with someone in this conflict. And then very shortly after, we see him stand on business, making theatrics like he's Birdie from above the rim, showing that he's against somebody because they went against him with like us, DeMar with DeRozan, right? So it's very interesting that he's so publicly showing like, yeah, I don't fuck with my ops. Like, you went against me, it's you on that side, stay there. It's stuck and it's up. It's what it is. So maybe that is position. And maybe that's what all his boys want their position to be. But that doesn't still mean that he may not went on the side and got on the phone call with this man.
It's very true.
So the optics are all cool. I see it. He's standing on business. Drake ain't squashing me for none of y'all. Great.
Scorpio. Be loyal.
And maybe he isn't. And maybe we'll never get a Drake Future slapped again. I don't know. Again, I guess to come back to the final thing is, it doesn't take me away from what I feel did happen. I said it. I reported it. I stand on it. I said, if I give an opinion on social media, I believe it. I say it. I don't just do it for engagement. I love engagement. I love to impact, but I don't do it just for that. I'm not trolling. I'm telling what I believe. I said the other day, the Thriller, The Girl Is Mine, is the only skip on the Thriller album. Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. That's how I feel. Now, does that mean other people are going to say, that's not a skip? Thriller's a flawless album? God bless. I love Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's the GOAT to me, but I don't love, I'm sorry, I don't like the Girl Is Mine. That's my skip. And it's the first single of the album. Just like I just can't stop loving you, which is the first single of Bad. I didn't like that either. That's a skip to me. Anyhow, if I say it or report it, I believe in it.
Could you have gotten
Elliott Jesse Wilson Jr. and I'm the authority.
Could you have gotten Heart Part 6?
Huh?
Well, when Drake said on Heart Part 6, he says, the ones you're getting your stories from, they all clowns. My jacket covered in medals, honor, and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with desperation. We plotted for a week, then we fed you the information.
See, everybody's so caught up in this.
But they said instead you in that Venice studio. It's a celebration. You got to learn to fact check and be less impatient. So maybe he was preemptively talking
this is
about
all my
you.
Payback. My
in
payback.
The Hard Part 6.
Hey man. I don't know. What does DJ Hecht think at a time like this?
Hey, listen, bro. Hey, y'all can battle it out from 1 and 2 and 1 and 5 or whatever y'all got going on. I don't give a fuck. I'm saying I find it very interesting. That's what I do. That's what I think. I find it extremely.
You find it interesting that Elliott said that Drake and Future had squashed things and that people went out of their way to say that that's not true.
People went out of their way? That's not true. There was a person who discounted what you said.
Who's a person? What do you mean? No, academic said multiple. He reported it. He said,
"Oh, you're saying the other people."
Yeah, well, and now Jeremy's saying he's getting calls of people saying it's not true from Toronto.
Right, and so I didn't do an investigation because I don't really give a fuck. But you know what I'm saying? I don't care if they talk or don't talk. But I just find it very interesting.
Do you think Drake takes a hard stance that if he had the conflict, he's not in the business or interested in reconciling with anybody he feels has gone against him? And is that DeMar DeRozan incident indicative of that?
No, the DeMar thing was different, but I don't think that he's. If I'm, to me, he still has some work to do, in my humble opinion.
She's sending him to therapy.
It's not about that. It's just that the things that he's done. The thing is, he's not dumb. I don't think Drake is a dumb human.
No.
I know there's a lot of dumb humans existing, right?
It's far from that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a dumb human. But the things that he's done has definitely made me question, you know, the wherewithal that he has to move and maneuver in this space, especially post, you know, the back and forth or whatever, right? So when I see, like, if he was to get back with Future, I think it would be one of the best things he's ever done post battle, right? So I would, if he hasn't talked to Future, I would like him to talk to Future. If Future don't want to talk to him, that's a whole nother conversation. Metro is Future's guy.
Yeah. And again, to go back to the other part, I thought it was interesting that for whatever reason Thug put that thing out about it, and Future did repost that. So to me, that extended somewhat of a hand of saying, this may be something I want to consider towards Drake, with Future making the first act. So that's why it didn't seem as far-fetched to me either that
when you said it, that's why it made sense to me.
Future made the first public step out. And the whole thing Drake said publicly about it is he doesn't really understand how they went through it, and he blames it all on Metro.
Okay.
He said that on the record.
So what I'm saying is, here's what, and this is something that I don't expect necessarily. I don't know Drake. I know Future, and I know where they from. I know where Thug and Future and Metro, I know where they from. I know they homies, right? I don't know y'all culture. I know our shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Y'all is in Toronto.
I don't know how y'all get out. Like I'm unfamiliar with. I'm ignorant to it, right? But I know
they eat that poutine. Was it poutine?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we got poutine.
But
They love that poutine, man.
the way I'm looking at it is, Metro is Future's guy. So I don't see how that would be a thing where they can just get in the studio and kumbaya if you still got an issue with my man, right? So the same thing, like Elliott, and I'll be transparent, the same thing Elliott says, like, I try to get you niggas together, like, right? Yeah, that's cool. I only have maybe 2 issues with the number one guy, right? One is I think he the misrepresentation for the youth, because what he's doing, what people like Tasha K are doing, what all these people are doing is teaching the people that are coming up behind us that they can say whatever they want and not be held accountable for what they're saying, not be held accountable for their actions. That's what the streaming internet has taught the next generation of people that are coming up. I don't fuck with that, because there are real consequences to what you do and what you say in the real world, and you get to sit in a room and say whatever you want and then report on the people who you influence crashing out because they're doing shit in real life that you're just talking about. I don't fuck with that. The second thing is, like, Metro is Future's guy. These are my homies. This one guy in particular that he goes in on is my homie in real life. We're not industry friends. Like, I know his family and shit. Like, we're real homies, right? So I can't necessarily be cool with you if you continuously go on public platforms and completely bash the homie, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, going back to what the thesis of what I'm saying is, the Future and Metro shit is like this. Everyone knows that. They're brothers, right? How can someone be cool with this person and you're enemies with this person if they're brothers?
Here's how they can.
Okay.
21 and Savage and Metro are still that close also, at least as far as we know. Metro even produced on 21's last album before the beef happened. There was a world before Drake versus Kendrick. 21 Savage put out an album called American Dream. Like 4 or 5 songs are produced by Metro. They made albums together. By all accounts, to me, they're even closer than Future and Metro. Future and Metro kind of was more of a reunion. Like, they hadn't worked together in years. This Trust You movement was a reunion almost of them getting back together since Mask Off. So that's why I thought it was interesting with the birthday party thing. I wasn't just reporting that because it was like the gossip. Academics from Jump said, you know what? This is going to be interesting because Drake's going to the party and Metro's going to the party. So what's going to happen? And he built that narrative on his platform of what's going to happen when they go to that party. You know, is there going to be drama? How could they be in the same room? But they're both good friends with Savage. Mm-hmm. Savage has not turned his back on Drake and also never turned his back on Metro. Then it was very interesting that neither Drake nor Metro came to Savage's birthday party. They were no shows. And I was the first to report that. Now, is that gossip? No, it's not gossip, because these are conflicts that were played out publicly, and you want to know where people stand. And if academics are the more guys reporting that they're coming to this party and they're going to coexist and things have been made to make sure there's going to be no drama, and they both don't show up, that's very telling.
I can see that.
And that's what happened.
I can see that, but I just knowing the lineage that I come from, it doesn't work that way typically.
Yeah.
It just typically
That's why it's so goddamn interesting and fascinating and should be reported.
And we also don't know their relationship beyond industry. It might be more than industry friends. Like Drake and Future were on the road for a really long time. They worked on a whole project together. We don't really know the conversations they've had behind closed doors.
I'll tell you off air, but there's some things that have occurred that people don't know, which gives me more nuance to the situation. You know what I'm saying?
There's nuance time.
So it's like, so there's things that people don't know publicly that are like some real industry things that come along with the Drake and Future situation, and they just don't know these things. And it's not my business. I'm not going to report it. I'm not going to break the news or anything like that. But they don't know the nuance of how that actually happened. So therefore, I don't expect people to understand the situation.
Are you talking past stuff or even current stuff?
Past, yeah.
Defining parts.
So would you not be surprised if they never reconciled
Wouldn't be surprised at all.
because of it.
It would not surprise me at all if they never do anything ever again.
But you would be shocked if Future and Metro somehow had any sort of real tension that broke them up.
I don't think it's the Future and Metro thing. I think this, me being honest, I think both of them dudes are toxic in the way that they conduct themselves.
Future and Drake.
Yeah.
And
You're not the first to say that. Honestly.
So I think that I think they both have toxic ways about them in the way that they move, whether they're friends, industry cohorts, whatever the case may be. I think they both have toxic ways in which they conduct themselves, but I don't think that's indicative of their relationship. I think their relationship is going to be what it's going to be, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if they never fuck with each other ever again.
And Jeremy, do you feel like that Drake, even if Drake wanted to reconcile with a 20, or not reconcile with 21, he did something with 21 and Young Thug. They put out that It's Up record, but more like with Future, even if it's smart business-wise to do that, does he not want to do it because of the run to Atlanta and how the perception of how people may take it, that he's relying on Atlanta to get a certain credibility or excitement back in his career? Like, it's like, do you think that that's a major factor in everything of like...
What's he going to do, run to the Midwest?
No, just not. But what makes that running? Because again, it's a mutually beneficial relationship. He's elevated 21 Savage's career with those projects, whether you think they're classics or not, right? So does that play in your mind that they're just going to say, I ran to Atlanta, right? So,
well, I think Drake is very calculated. People tend to forget that, but everything he does comes with pre-thought, maybe even overthinking. So to the point earlier of like, whether he would even want that to be public, I could see him not wanting that to be the perception, especially because it was this 20v1 narrative. Mm-hmm. If you kind of make amends, again, you said it too. He's the lightest on Future in any of those shots. Mm-hmm. I would think that they probably will make amends at some point, and I would love to see it just from a fan perspective of them making music. The DeMar thing was interesting to me because I completely understood where Drake was coming from when it came to his reaction to DeMar and that whole thing. I didn't agree with how he went about it. I wouldn't have done that on national TV. I wouldn't have taken away from Vince's moment.
Might have sat down for a little bit.
Yeah, like
do it again.
So you could send a shot on Twitter or whatever. Or if you talk to DeMar, I don't know. I wouldn't have taken away from Vince's moment, and I wouldn't have used my platform on TV to do that. However, we got to remember, like, DeMar DeRozan has said out loud that him and Drake were friends, and he didn't seem to mean that in an industry, NBA to rapper way. He said, we sat down and had hour-long conversations at my house. When I got traded, he was the first one I went to. I went to his house. We talked for hours. He's called him a friend. Drake has definitely been there in certain ways, whether or not they're, super, super close is different, but a friend of some sort, right? A cohort.
Look at DJ Hecht.
And so I understand where Drake is coming
Compton,
from.
Though. He's from Compton, though, Jeremy.
No, I'm not saying I don't understand DeMar siding with his hometown and siding with Kendrick, and he's really from Compton. But I do understand if you're Drake and you see someone that you consider a friend deciding to be in a music video where you're being called a pedophile, and then you're on stage dancing, and you're also being called a pedophile multiple times in front of an arena, and you're loving it. Like, I think seeing DeMar play it up so much.
Somebody pass me my violin.
All I'm saying,
you're a proficient violin player.
All I'm saying is, I understand why Drake would be upset. I don't like how he went about it, though. I thought it was immature.
Yeah.
But we gotta also understand, like, it's okay to be hurt by someone's actions.
Jesus Christ, Jeremy.
What, am I being super soft by that?
Fuck.
Are you going to help Drake go up to the Raptors and pull down
No,
his
I think
Raptors
that was
jersey?
ridiculous. To not show respect for DeMar and everything he's done for the
Raptors.
Raptors.
Why don't you go volunteer at a Boys and Girls Club and watch?
Well, you have a connection. Can I come with you?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can help old ladies cross the street and all that shit.
Okay, DJ Hecht, what are we missing? What is he missing here?
Jesus Christ.
What's he missing here?
I would say he's missing nothing. I'm just going with the energy, King.
No, explain yourself. What do you mean? What? So you don't think Drake would have a right to be upset if somebody did that to you?
Did what to him? What did he do? What did he do to him?
He posed in
He
that
was
video,
in
Megan.
the
What
music
is the
video. What are you talking about?
Look
Look
like
at him.
this.
He's leaned down in front of the crate.
He was in the music
He
video.
did the B-boy
Yes.
pose.
Okay. He was in the music video.
He said hi to me at the video shoot. I met him for the first time there.
DeMar?
Mm-hmm.
He was
Very
friendly?
nice to me.
Nice
he
guy,
knew,
right?
He knew who I was. I shook his hand. It was nice.
He was in the music video.
He was in the music video.
Okay, bet. So what else? What did he do?
He posed in his
He
part
looked at
where
the camera
Brown
really
gave to him.
intensely in front of the crates that represented some devious
DeMar back
things.
home.
then
You
what?
didn't deserve him
And then what
either.
did he do?
And then, was he at the pop? I think DeMar was at the pop-up, wasn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
But what did he do? Did he do ad-libs on the fucking record?
No, but he enjoyed.
Did he produce the record?
No.
What did he do?
Okay. If me and you, okay. And I may be off. I consider us to be friends. We're coworkers as well. We're not, day one friends. We're not like, I understand the relationship has been mostly business. But let's just say I'm in a really serious beef with somebody, okay?
Correct, yes.
Like a serious beef, and we're throwing shots. I got back on my rap shit. We're throwing on rec, maybe
See,
not.
that's
Okay,
sad,
media
yeah.
is media beef. Okay. It was
You
media
said
beef.
serious beef, Jeremy.
Okay, serious media beef, okay?
I'm back in my bag.
And we're
I barred him up, man.
I wasn't barring anyone else.
I was
okay?
irate.
Okay, so
The
and
Toronto tyrant.
and there's a video. There's a video, live stream, okay? And my now enemy in media is live streaming and talking a whole bunch of shit about me, like crazy shit, like making accusations, calling me like the craziest thing you could ever think of, okay? And you're sitting next to him, smiling, going like, "Yep." I would feel a way, and I think I would have the right to be upset if we didn't have a conversation beforehand and you didn't be like, "Hey, just so you know, we're still friends, but this is my guy also. I have loyalty to XYZ because of my hometown ties. I got to be there."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that conversation happened, but even if it did, I think I would still be like, "Damn, really? I thought that was my guy."
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that that's a fair feeling?
I don't operate in the same spaces that you operate emotionally. Okay, emotion.
Call me emotional.
No, emotionally, I don't operate in the same spaces you do, King.
What does that mean?
You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown ass man. I'm just like.
So you wouldn't be upset at all? You wouldn't care?
Do you know how many people that I know fuck with people who crash out on me?
Well, that's also true, but
Do you know how many people I fuck with people I don't fuck with?
I mean, we've seen it on the show multiple times.
I don't give a fuck because I'm a man. I'm a grown, like, I don't, like, what you mean, bro? Like, you got 21 Savage is a grown ass man. I respect him.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, bro, that's y'all shit. I got to do with this shit. Fuck you.
Oh, you like how he conducts himself?
Fuck both of y'all niggas. You know what I'm
He
saying?
didn't say anything.
That's
Yeah.
your niggas is tripping. Don't
Yeah.
come to my birthday party then. Fuck both of y'all niggas. Because that's foul. They don't love him. Why they come to his birthday
if
party?
you- straight up, bro. And that's why I respect that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That to me is man shit. Like, bro, first of all, let's be clear, okay? If y'all confused about DeMar DeRozan, and I don't know, you could take this how you want to take. I'm not making any announcements for DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is not from Compton. He's from a specific place. He's from a real authentic, we call them sections. DeMar DeRozan is really someone that
Don't mess with DeMar.
DeMar DeRozan is really somebody from where he's from. He's not he's an amazing, legendary superstar athlete. Cool. DeMar is one of them ones. Okay.
DNA.
I saw shout out to Wack. Wack said something about DeMar on his platform. I don't know. Somebody just sent me a clip. I don't know where it came from. Wack, and I seen you charging niggas for using your content. We not using no audio. But you know what I'm saying? But he wouldn't charge me, but I'm just saying.
We're just gonna relay what he said.
Yeah, but like there are certain people who are beholden. Again, you would have to understand culture. Go to episode 1 of The Bigger Picture. You would have to understand.
This episode.
It's a great episode.
You often reference to episode 1. Now we're in season 2. You know that, guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is episode 1, season 2. So.
You would have to understand culture to understand what I'm saying. But DeMar DeRozan is not someone who to be like, oh, he's an athlete. What is he gonna do? DeMar's not gonna have to do anything.
He's got people.
It's not that I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's not somebody to be just played with and taken lightly like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting the moves that people make around DeMar DeRozan. Again, now that I got that out the way, what did he do?
He was in a music video and at
He
a
betrayed.
concert
He
dancing.
betrayed his friend Drake. Drake's
How did
his
he
friend
betray
also.
him?
By going to the pop out show, dancing on that stage.
There was 13,000 people at the pop out.
I'm just playing it out for you. I'm not saying this is necessarily my opinion. I'm playing it out for you.
Mhm.
If you're Drake, these are the optics.
Okay.
You may understand that he's from Cali, right? Like he's from where Kendrick's from, wherever.
He's
like
from Compton.
and he's from all these. He's from what? And he may even know he's official, right? Official dude from Cali. Like if you're Drake's perspective, right? Let's play Drake's perspective out.
I'm listening, King.
I know he's a real one from California. I know he's affiliated. He's a real one. At the same time, he went to Toronto, a pivotal point of his basketball career,
Mhm.
right? Pivotal point, emerged with his best time where he stepped out as a big star in the NBA. Because he's one of the best players in the league, but he's not, top 5 elite of that. But he's one of the top 20, top 30, 40, 50 players, right? Best years with Toronto, emerged as a star, brought the franchises probably the most credibility since Vince Carter left. Then he gets traded for Kawhi Leonard, his big superstar, and it's dramatic, and he's heartbroken. And on that very moment, at his toughest, probably professional time, he confides in Drake. They have this long meeting and long thing, and Drake comforts him as he's sending him off to the other city, and they built this friendship, a bond that he thinks that they have off that. Next thing you know, everybody's against me, and now including this guy that I used to be super cool with. Like, he's at the pop-out show. He's dancing on stage at the pop-out show. And then now he's mentioned in the song, Not Like Us, and he's in the video. Did he have to come to the video shoot? Did he have to do all that? I don't like that. I feel betrayed as the friend. I thought I was cool with this guy. Now, your thing is like, you don't choose sides, you're saying, right? So, right, in terms of friends, like, I have to like, choose a friend's side. Okay, choose a friend's side or be neutral about it. It's interesting. I'm sure in his mind, he's thinking that the current thing has to be more loyalty than the past thing in a sense. But you're saying more, again, the nuance of what we talk about with culture, your foundation is your foundation. So that's actually more important. You're going to go back to that more so. So that's where the conflict comes.
They're from the same city. This is what you people don't go to episode 1 of The Bigger Picture. This is not no.
We'll get that shit to 200K,
this is
right?
not no industry shit, bro. This is not no industry.
But does it? But Head, if you have a current moment with me, does that erase? Are we then going back to being defined by our history when
no?
A current historical moment was very important to me. Does not matter as much. There's nothing that can happen currently that equals that.
All right, I'll play into that. So
right?
Let's say the 2 men on screen. The 2 men on screen right now.
For audio, it's DeMar and Drake.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Jeremy Hecht.
For the audio listeners. How are you enjoying? Hey guys, are you enjoying that audio this week? It's so super clear, man.
So you're saying a pivotal moment in his career. All right, bet. So
probably his most defining professional career moment.
I agree with you, King.
Okay.
Drake.
It sounds sincere when you say that.
The rapper Drake and DeMar DeRozan both went to a different city. And what?
No, keep going.
They both went to a different city to benefit their careers.
What city would that be for Drake? Is there a city in particular you're thinking of?
What city do you think it is, King?
Well, based on some lyrics from a song, I think it starts with an A and ends in Atlanta.
Both of these individuals went to a specific city to benefit their careers. I don't see any difference. Now, if Drake feels a way that DeMar DeRozan cried in his arms when he got traded, bill him for the hours for therapy. Send him an invoice and let's get this shit wrapped up.
Cold-hearted Californians.
The fuck are we talking about?
Cold-hearted West Coast.
This man is from Compton. We have relationships.
So you're saying it doesn't matter.
That supersede whatever the fuck. Okay, let me paint the picture for y'all vividly right now. Okay. There are probably a handful of individuals, right, who could walk in this door right now and say, fuck Jeremy Hecht and fuck Elliott Wilson. I'd be like, you right. Fuck them niggas. That's just the way this shit go. That's where I'm from. It doesn't matter about how many times me and Jeremy was listening to Backstreet Boys and singing, and me and Elliott was crying together. None of that shit matter. There is protocol and things that operate that supersede and are completely beyond the realm of Earth 616.
So once again, you attribute it all to Aubrey Drake Graham not understanding the handbook of culture in a certain sense.
Correct. If you are feeling away, that means you don't understand how this shit works. Same way when I talk to artists and they're upset because, well, the radio won't play my song. Did you make a radio song? Well, no, they should just play what I give them. Okay, so you're emotional about a system that you don't fully understand, but you want everybody to placate your feelings. Go fuck yourself.
Okay, so I mean, I understanding that, I get it.
Is that callous? I'm sorry.
No. It makes sense.
Callous
It makes sense,
Californian.
but I just think like optically, even if we're assuming Drake doesn't understand that, I get where he may have been coming from, but I don't like his reaction. I don't like doing that on that public platform. I don't like taking away from DeMar's career moment and then Vince Carter's career moment.
You said like Vince to talk more about what happened with Drake and DeMar than what happened with Vince being honored, right?
Exactly.
So
unprompted too.
So again, that's not having the wherewithal. Episode 1 of The Bigger Picture. Not having the wherewithal.
We're just gonna put a link in the description.
Put a link in the description. In the chat, link is there somewhere. Not having the wherewithal to understand what the fuck is actually going on. Okay, there's a saying that we use. It's a Jason Cash album as well. Go get that Jason Cash album. It's called Read the Room. Read the room. You know what I'm saying? So if you like, we're shooting an episode right now. People are quiet behind the cameras, right? Because they're reading the room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? DeMar DeRozan is a basketball player. A great one at that. Drake is a rapper or an artist. A great one at that, right? You don't just go. For instance, when during the back and forth, what fire album did we get during the back and forth? What fire slap did we get during the back and forth? We didn't get none. We didn't even get the Camila Cabello record. Why? Because motherfuckers is reading the room. Hey, everybody duck. There's some shit going on right now. Everybody get the fuck out the way. Let these two, they got it for the next however long this shit, bro. Everybody pulled their shit back. I was talking to the baby about that. Shit, I ain't dropping my shit right now. Finna wait. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? After the smoke clear, everybody's dropping their shit, right? Stock market takes a dip right before the election. Everybody, let me get liquid. I don't know what's going to happen. Let me buy guns. I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then everything does settle. Everybody go back out. They have to take me out to the ball game. It's cool. That's how this shit works. Because human beings with wherewithal and the capacity to understand cognitive thought processes can read the fucking room. West Coast.
Jeremy, get us out of this Drake
All
cast.
right, okay.
Drake cast.
Okay,
Drake cast.
all right, okay.
All these guys do is talk about Drake.
Okay.
That's all they do.
I'm just saying, bro, like, you asked me what I thought, that's what I think.
All I'm saying is whatever Wham say goes.
Who the fuck is Wham?
Whatever he
I
says
like that group.
goes.
I like that group.
Yeah,
George Michael and Homeboy. That was a good group. Wham. They were
Wham.
great.
So last time
Somebody
this happened.
tell me.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, sorry.
I like Elliott with the melodies.
That's the way, because they had the Go-Go record. What's this? Everything She Wants. Is that what
You asking me?
That's the black record. That's the one that us black folks or mixed black folks like me loved it from the white group. Wham Wham. Wham.
I have no idea
Wham.
what's going on right now, by the way.
You know about the group Wham?
Mm-mm.
You don't know about Wham?
Are they white people?
Wake Me Up Before You Go-Go. Before George Michael became George Michael. Careless Whisper. George Michael.
Why are you doing this? Like, that's going to help me
Nuance.
remember.
Pop nuance. Nuance.
They have an exclamation point in there.
Remember?
Everything She Wants is
Remember?
everything she wants is a slap. King.
Motherfucker.
I want you
That is
to
a top
listen to
tier.
Everything She Wants later today. It's a slap.
Okay,
Wham, Everything She
we'll
Wants.
close the
All
show.
right, Wham.
But speaking of Wham and not the group, when we stopped filming, Young Thug was actually released
They done
to a
free Young
certain
Thug since
degree.
we've been here?
Thug is free under certain conditions.
A lot of conditions.
He has some terms to his freedom.
Yeah.
But first, we're happy to have Thug out of that courtroom. He is banned from Metro Atlanta. He has to do 4 presentations or concerts a year against gang violence. He can travel for work to make music. No contact with gang members or co-defendants, in brackets, except for his brother and Gunna. And he cannot promote gangs in any way. His first tweet out of probation is, "Wham, let's drop one on these rats, Peter." I have a
Why
question.
you always do that voice?
Who the hell is Peter?
Why you always do that voice?
That's my reading voice.
No, it's not.
I can't do
That's your
extra-
hip hop reading voice. You don't read the Wham shit like that. You was just like, yeah, George Michael, and then you
No.
when it loud, just drop rats on these Peters.
No,
You know,
I
just-
actually made it more white. I actually whiteified my
Okay,
voice
let's
to
read it
read
again.
this.
What does he say there?
Wham, let's drop on these rats, Peter. That's my broadcast voice.
All right.
Yeah.
Or
Who's-
you could just talk, but you know.
So the rumor is that
Japan.
little baby is Wham. That's what the streets are saying.
Yes. So
Now,
Wham,
how do
Wham,
you
Wham,
get? How
bitch,
does
I'm
little
the-
baby get a nickname become Wham? What did that
Wham,
happen?
Wham, Wham, bitch, I'm the baby.
Oh, there we go. There we go. You did your research. You was ready
no,
for that.
we were talking about
said
it in the
it on
room
Genius?
yesterday. That's
Well,
what that's what
I
people
have a
said.
pushback on that.
Okay.
That's not how you spell wham, wham, wham.
I wouldn't
Like
think
baby
so
crying
either.
Wham. That's more AAH.
Wham,
Right?
it might be some Southern shit. I might be out of pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. It might be some Southern shit.
Merzik.
This is
I'm just saying. I don't know. That's Midwest. I'm sorry. That's more Midwest.
No, that's the South.
That's South too. You're right. You're right.
Shout out to the Mason Dixon.
They can't say Elliott. Elliott. They can't say Elliott. Elliott's tough.
Elliott.
They call my daddy Bubba. That's how bad it was. Elliott Senior.
Pause.
Bubba's a pause.
That's not a
Bubba.
pause.
Bubba's a pause.
Who is they? What you mean? Like the rappers? We were talking about rappers.
Bubba's a pause.
You said the rappers call your dad Bubba?
No, I'm saying no Southern people.
Oh, Southern rap. I'm like,
My
what the
family
fuck
from
is
Sparta, Georgia. My father's side.
I got you.
They can't say Elliott.
Like, nigga, ain't no rappers call my dad Bubba, bro. Like, yeah,
That'd be hard.
yeah, that'd be crazy.
You
My
know,
dad don't fuck with these rappers, Peter. You don't fuck with these rappers.
Jewish grandmothers are called Baba. So my grandma, I
Oh,
call her
you Baba?
Baba. Yeah, Baba Evelyn and Baba Beverly, rest in peace.
So I gotta get your Baba and Bubba on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talk it out.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Okay, well, back to Thug. So Wham, I don't know exactly where it comes from. I have read that it comes from Wham, 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 bitch, I'm the baby. But
Okay,
I don't know.
that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's not how you spell wham.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right.
Wham, 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 wham.
Semantics matter sometimes.
But so are we gonna get?
So they tell
Thug
this
and
guy,
baby
yo,
music?
keep your nose clean. 15 years probation.
Thank
Chill
you.
out, my G. Don't street shit.
no drugs.
And one of his first tweets, he's talking about rats and this and Peters.
no
and
street
this.
shit.
But-
That's what he want to do?
So I don't know if this is real. And just for the sake of
Also,
entertainment,
Oh, sorry.
let's just pull this up.
Why
there
you
was.
don't follow Young Thug, Jeremy Hecht?
Yeah, what's up with that? You don't support
I
him?
didn't screenshot. That was in my screenshot.
Okay.
My Twitter's black.
See, that wasn't necessary. You could have just stayed on the fact.
No, I'm just
Follow.
saying. Well, the
Thugger.
screenshot's white for those.
Hey, that
who are
nigga trying to get
watching.
his subs up, ain't he?
Those
My Twitter's
screenshots.
black.
I
I
keep
follow
my
all the
screen-
black rappers.
No, I keep my.
FDT.
There's not a black rapper I don't follow, buddy.
My screen is on dark
Did
mode.
you
on
vote, Jeremy
Twitter.
Hecht?
I'm unable to vote.
That was a trick question. Keep going.
I'm unable to vote in America. Okay, so there's a page that said, and this is one of our trustworthy pages, Rap TV fan account.
If Rap TV fan
Rap
account says it.
TV.
Oh, not Rap
Tom,
TV again.
Young Thug thinks that there should be a second Peter on Family Guy.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Oh,
So
God.
when he said, let's drop something on these rats, Peter, maybe he was speaking about Family Guy. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Jeremy, go back on his. I think before that, I think the Peter
You're a
Rat thing.
journalist.
I know that wasn't a real thing. This is likely a made up fan account. That
I
made
think
that
before he
joke.
tweeted the Rats, Peter Wham.
Real plea deal.
Real
chat.
plea
Sorry,
deal. Okay,
chat.
so here's the
Chat
speculation.
confusing the motherfucker right. I don't know what the fuck is. I'm
Well,
sorry.
DJ Head, here's some speculation they're saying. So even before the Rats Peter thing, he says a real plea deal, right? Says that.
Yeah. Jet.
Then he says, hey, Wham, baby, little baby, let's make a record of and dissing these rats, basically. So everybody says those are both disses towards Gunna. So as much as we were excited that he's gonna
allowed
make
to make music.
he's gonna connect with his brother and he can make records with Gunna and he didn't drop Gunna from the label. Now it seems like he's never really said to us. We all want to know, how does he feel about Gunna? He's never officially said how he feels about him. We assumed by the request of the judge and his team, the lawyer, that he wants to still work with him, that he's cool with Gunna and he embraces Gunna. That seems like he doesn't, because Lil Baby's been the most outright against Gunna and calling him a rat. And real plea deal implying that his plea deal is more real than Gunna's plea deal. And he's rat. So I'm not here for any of that. I don't want to hear Young Thug diss Gunna subliminally or any kind of way if that's what's going to happen. I like Gunna. I'm not into the street politics of whether you think he's a rat or not, blah, blah. I just know that I never seen a guy necessarily have a fall with somebody, stay on that person's label, produce great music, make a lot of money for that label, and I guess they're still not cool. That doesn't, it doesn't add up. Usually if you have a conflict with somebody, they're going to drop you off the label, cut ties with you. So then he's being used for money or used as an artist. I don't like any of it. And my whole thing is like, why, if you're Young Thug, why are you finally getting out of this situation and feeling like you kind of have to manage like this street shit or some like code and these type of things? Nobody, like, he's got to be careful with all this stuff because he has 15 years probation. You
And
know,
we want to see him.
yeah, it's
free.
like there's so many other things he could do. I don't know if he could leave the state of Georgia, but I wouldn't even be in Georgia if I had to not live there. He's got enough money to like take some time and clear out what he's going to do. He could approach things musically from a whole different level. Like, I don't understand acting like you came back and after 2 years, like you're just going to get back, get everything back in order and the code of this and the code of that. It's just like, I don't like
I
it.
think like what I said, I don't know what episode, it wasn't episode 1, but maybe episode 15 of The Bigger Picture. I just don't think we have the information on this, and I won't comment on their relationship until they comment on it, because I really have no idea, and I think we'll find out at some point, but I'm just hoping.
I have no idea either, but I do know, I know individuals that fuck with Gunna, and I don't think that those individuals would fuck with Gunna if it was not good. These particular individuals that I know probably wouldn't fraternize with Gunna if it wasn't good.
Meaning that they're also still good with Thug on his side?
That's all I got.
Do you know who Peter is?
Do I know what?
Who Peter is?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, I don't know who he is.
So you're then saying you don't think Gunna should be outwardly disrespected by people more so? Because real ones,
I stopped
Doing.
questioning Gunna when I had a conversation and I had a conversation with one of the individuals that fuck with Gunna, and I don't think that these people would fuck with Gunna if it wasn't good. That's all.
Good with who? Good with
that's all I got for you.
Good of how we should view him in the culture, or good with
That's all I got.
Thug's? Okay, got you.
Well, glad to have Thug
received
out
that.
of that crazy ass courtroom.
Wasn't that a
an
wild case?
absolute
Was it?
circus.
Talk about a weird case.
That is
Wild
a
case.
weird case. So yeah, glad he's out of there. But let's talk about some music. We did get some music this week.
You're tired of the street shit, aren't you, Jeremy?
Yeah, let's exit. And
No, but look,
conflicts.
I want to
Jeremy,
hear this music,
but
man.
Jeremy, if we in the streets and we commit a crime together, and then a police officer comes in here and I'm beefing with him, would you inherit the beef with the police officer?
Freddie Gibbs dropped a
Exactly.
new album this week.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Gangsta Gibbs.
Yeah, Gangsta Gibbs.
And DJ had harassed him off the air before we started our show.
Yeah, you called Freddie Gibbs. What prompted the call pre-show?
I haven't been to call Gibbs anyway, just because he, I check, like, me and Gibbs, we cool, like, that's the homie, we fuck with each other, like, and like he'll hit me, like Gibbs is kind of awkward and interesting, like. He a street nigga, but he weird. You know what I'm saying? So like he'll text you like new number. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have this number.
Like whose number is this? New number.
and not a name?
No, with a rabbit emoji. Like, bro, like what the fuck are you 12? Like you know what I'm saying? New line, you know what I'm saying? Or new jack or whatever they calling it these days.
Did
right?
you know he was coming out with a new album?
I knew he was working on something.
Yeah.
I didn't know the concept of the album, and I hadn't heard any. Gibbs don't play me nothing before it come out. I've never heard. That's not true. He played me one time before it came out, but other than that, Gibbs don't play nothing. And as I said last episode, I think it was, or one of previous episodes, I said like Gibbs doesn't do industry. He don't play the industry. He don't care about anything like that. And I seen Rory not text, but I seen Rory's tweet. And he said, something about Gibbs, like his most consistent, his catalog is substantiated, or something like that. I don't have it verbatim. And then I retweeted him. I was like, yo, so why do you think Gibbs is not in those conversations with others? And he said, what he said. And I said, I agree. But I also think Gibbs, and I said this and people picked it up or whatever, but I was like, yo, Gibbs doesn't care. He just doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? And that's been his truth. Probably as long as I've known him, he just doesn't care, and I think that hinders his success because he does get the accolades, he gets the acclaim, he gets Grammy nominations and all those
Album
things.
of the year.
But I think that to mainstream and to the masses, it hinders his growth because he doesn't care and he doesn't put his intention there. But to confirm that, before we got on the air, I called him and I asked him the question in front of y'all so you can see on FaceTime. So y'all can. He's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about it.
No, you said. Tell him what you said. Yeah, you don't make no slaps, man. Why you don't make no slaps?
He don't have no slaps on the album. But he said, and I quote, I don't
make music for the music business. I make music because I like it.
I don't make music for the business of music, is what he said. So Gangsta Gibbs' new album is out.
And you had a slap. You had an old slap.
Oh, I played y'all a slap that he made it. And I told y'all, before I played it for y'all, I told you he hates this song.
Yeah.
And when I called him, he said,
I hate this song.
but it slapped though, right?
But it slaps.
It slaps.
Yeah.
I don't know why people hate slaps. People hate being a DJ rotation.
But what he does, Jeremy, I think you like this album a lot. I wanted one point I wanted to make before you get into your review. I know you're very passionate about this album.
I know you're very passionate about this album, King.
One thing I think he does do that's unconventional, I think he had did a freestyle that he had did before, and I think he sent it to Beat Out, and Beat Out just put it up, where he rhymes over old R&B classic records. So there's actually two on here, the Anniversary, the Tony, 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 and the 112 Cupid. He raps over those records and takes them in a whole different artistic direction. I think they're really good records. Like I kind of like him jumping over these classic 2000s, I guess,
samples,
R&B classics and stuff. So, but even that, he does it in such an authentic way. It doesn't feel like he's chasing a hit or trying necessarily to make a slap.
Yeah.
But these are phenomenal hit records that he's rhyming over. So I thought those were very interesting.
Yeah, it's funny. I was like, when I'm listening now, I have like DJ Head in my mind. I'm like, there's no slaps. What's DJ Head
Gibbs
gonna
just
say?
like rapping, bro. And he's just a rapper-y ass nigga. But I like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, but I was going to say is like, the way he puts together an album, both conceptually and sonically, very few people can do. There's very few rappers who I had a similar tweet where I said, if we're talking about rappers who have had a consistent catalog over the last 10 years, who else is even in his league? And it was only a handful of people that anyone could name, really, that their discography is this good. Because you put a Freddie Gibbs album on, he's one of the very few album artists left where you put an album on, you can listen all the way through and it sounds like a cohesive album together. But to your point, it's never kind of varied outside of that, right? It sounds like a project. There's not a song that you go, wow, this is like for the radio, this is for...
There's a single, the focus track.
But what I did think was really interesting is it was clear that he kind of almost checked out completely from the music business, and it's interesting that he ended on the song where he's talking about, he said basically, I gotta go on set, right? Yeah. And he had, even in the video for that, he's on a movie set, he's reading his script, and it shows him really looking at that script for a solid like minute after the song even ends. So I think this whole album was basically him saying, I love this shit, this is for my core fan base, I'm rapping at a high level, you can never take this away from me, I'll address the shit going on in my life, but I don't care. I'm going to go make some movies. I have other ventures. I'll come back to the music when I want to. You might see me do a show. You might not. Here are the bars. Here's the album. I'll let it sit with you and let me go do my thing.
He don't give a fuck about the business of music. I did like the, that's not the whole album track list. Is that?
It's 13 songs.
Yep.
Oh,
Cosmo Freestyle. I like Cosmo Freestyle.
Yeah.
And I liked, I think it was either Ruthless or Walk It Off. I don't remember which one it was. It was one of those two. But I like the Cosmo Freestyle. It was extremely vulnerable to me. Yeah. Like he was talking about a lot of stuff in there. Stuff he took accountability for. You know, I thought it was a grown ass. That's what I actually was trying to give him his flowers, but we had to come, on set. But I was like, yo, I appreciate that. Because that we don't get a lot. We get all and he said that in the record.
Yeah.
Like I give you the bravado, tough guy, gangster shit, but I don't ever let you know like this is what I'm feeling, this is how I'm thinking, or stuff like that. I think that would resonate more if he leaned in more. Because people are used to the controversy. People used to, him slapping people, fighting or whatever the case may be, right? And Gibbs be by himself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Gibbs don't have no big crew. Like I'm the entire time I've known Gibbs over the last, 9 years or whatever it is I've been since I've known him, I've seen him with 4 people max total. And one of them was the homie. Like, he wasn't even part of Gibbs' crew. Yeah. So it's like, I've only seen him +2 at all times. And I think that's very telling with somebody, especially of his caliber, where he go everywhere by himself, he wears jewelry, like, he don't really... And he's very respectful. Like he go around dissing people or whatever, but he stand on everything he say and he's willing to deal with whatever come with.
He also stirs it up less on social media now. He used to always get into social media and stuff like that. He was terrible.
Well, you know what?
He kept losing his pages, his Instagram pages and social media outlets.
Yes, and I wanted to. I should call him, but I wanted to ask him about that Like, what changed?
And shout out his manager Lambo. He got a good
Shout out to
manager,
Lambo too. Yeah. I wanted to ask him about that, like what changed in his life, because he doesn't get into it with people anymore.
He
like
disconnected from that. Yeah.
He disconnected it from, and I wanted to ask what changed. But he told us when we was on the FaceTime, he like, I'm not doing no interviews. He's like, here's the music.
Yeah, I tried to beg for an interview.
Ellie tried to get the interview.
He had told me get rejected for an interview request because I already heard it. I ain't talking to nobody.
Yeah, he did say nobody.
But also, like with the girlfriends, like he's also had public relationships, a lot of drama in that world. I feel like he delves into that a little bit on the album too. So yeah, you almost want to have some more of that honesty and vulnerability of where he's at with things, that he gives us just enough on this album to draw you in for a full album experience. But yeah, you just want more. And what he does is very unique. But I think he's standing on the fact that, he's somebody that went through the system. For people that don't know, was like the bastard child of Interscope, right? His career couldn't get off the ground at Interscope at the time when they had 50 Cent and all these other artists. He was being groomed in that system. It didn't work out for him. Then a couple years later, he got with Jeezy, and that didn't work out, him being under Jeezy's umbrella. And now that he's become this kind of independent force, I just feel like he's even more stubborn of like, this is going to be done my way on my terms, and standing on it.
Do you think he deserves to be mentioned with the guys who are at the top of the game? Or like, I know he doesn't care, but do you think
I don't think he does, even though the talent and the discography may be there, because I feel like you have to carry it to me. Like that, I think if you want to go out your way to not be that, you view more like a currency. You view more like that kind of artist that, in
your own world.
And I guess independence kind of gives you that, right? Like you're choosing to not do that, and you're making certain moves to not be that. Yeah, I think he should be celebrated more, but I wouldn't necessarily rush to put him in my top 5 or my top 10, because I might feel like he's being as active as those people trying to earn those spots. I think once he became this self-contained independent artist that can make good money, and now has all these other outside ventures that he could explore, like making these movies and stuff, I think he's satisfied with that.
Yeah.
I also think he got a bag, because I know Gibbs. I know him I know him really well, psychologically, and I think he got an opportunity or a bag, especially with the acting stuff. And he's like, "Why am I arguing with these people on the internet?"
Some security,
especially if all it could do is hurt your acting career at that point.
That's exactly how I think.
Yeah. That
also it probably started to hurt his career in that sense too, right? Like you can't be like, you don't want to be going into the meeting with Hollywood and the Google News because you was getting into it with some fans.
Where's this Freddie Gibbs coming from? What is this? Yeah, they're probably...
and then he's also a real one, so he'd want to slap somebody too. So it's like you can't have everything going on
If
once.
he sees the people that he's going to slap you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he's going to slap you.
Yeah, there was a time when
Gibbs is going to crash out every time.
Go back to our guy Big Act.
Yeah,
there was a time when Academics and Freddie Gibbs was at a point where, thank God they didn't get into the same room, because it would have went a certain way.
Yeah.
So
never mind.
He also looks like he has a long
Gibbs
wingspan.
don't forget anything. Gibbs is very petty. He's just like 50. Him and 50 are very similar. He ain't forgot. He ain't let it go. Trust me.
If you didn't get his new number with the rabbit, you ain't really on a team like that, man. I don't got that new number, man. Jeremy, I got to step my game up, man.
I just want to repeat 50 Cent, if you're watching this, never in my life do I ever want to have any problems with you. That is one beef I will never inherit. I'm sorry. 50 Cent.
So if it was up with Elliott, yo, GOAT.
Well, he knows 50 don't like me. I don't have beef with 50, but 50 doesn't like me.
I'm staying
I'm talking about if it was up.
Jeremy wouldn't do shit.
I would stand down.
So then so then you understand.
Oh, here we go. Call
the
back.
Conversation I was
Call
having.
back.
But I wouldn't be in a video next to 50 Cent if Elliott and him have beef. I'm not standing next to him and smiling when he's
Jeremy
dissing
Hecht.
him. Those
Jeremy
are two
Hecht.
different things.
Elliott will crash out. Let's say Elliott crashes out on 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Because it's up. It's up.
It's right.
It's at it.
Yeah.
You're going to sit here. You're in the video.
Well, I'm in. Yeah, but this is my job. I'm here every week.
No, he'll go out his way like he just said that. I don't want to pause with you, Mr. 50 Cent. He'll do like what he just did there.
If DeMar and Kendrick had a weekly meeting in
you
front
don't know
of
what they
crates,
have,
and they always shot videos, and
you
then
don't know
he was
how many
not
videos
there, it would
they
be
got.
Weirder. That is true.
What if I confirmed that they got other videos? Would that change your perspective?
Yeah, if they did if it was more
routine. FaceTime
fuck out of here. Yeah.
Westside Gunn dropped a new project as well too.
Another
EP.
stubborn, independent, consistent artist who
rapping his ass off. I didn't hear a slap on that one.
Me either.
I don't think.
Hey now, watch your mouth, guys.
But
albums are good.
He's top tier rapper, top tier lyricist. Has his own unique style. The ad libs, the voice. He's fly. He's a fly god, and he referenced wrestling throughout the entire
Well,
project.
he lives this wrestling lifestyle like DJ Hecht. He lives the lifestyle.
Did
You know
you
who's
enjoy
on the
that?
cover of that album?
Who?
You know who that is?
On the cover. Oh, yeah. Talk us through the wrestling references.
Do you know who that is?
Who's on the far left there, Jeremy? That
They're going to
Caucasian
get at
gentleman.
me. They're going to get at me.
Just guess a name. You don't know.
I don't know. So I'm not going to.
Guess a name.
But
Can I guess?
we need you
Can
to
I
guess. Don't Google. We need you to guess a
Twitter
name for the
fingers.
clip.
Okay.
Google fingers.
Is it
I think I forgot.
Triple
Can I
H?
guess next?
Triple H.
I don't
That's
know.
my goat.
I'm just throwing out names as the first one that came to my mind.
Yes. Clip that.
Oh,
Is it Triple H?
All the great takes, and we're gonna get my Triple H.
That's
I
not
thought
Triple
he was
H.
going to go Lex Luger with it. I thought he was gonna
Now
go
you can
Lex
Google
Luger.
it. That's not Lex Luger.
No,
either.
can I guess? I think I know.
Go ahead.
Sid Vicious, right?
Well, his name was Psycho Sid at one point.
Psycho Sid. Okay, but Sid Vicious.
That's who it
so I know,
is?
yeah.
Type in Sid Vicious. SID.
Sid Vicious
Wrestler.
Not the singer.
There he is.
No, that's Dr. D. David Schultz, no? What did they put there?
Sid Vicious.
Sid Vicious. There he is. This him?
I
Sid
think he got it
Vicious.
mixed up with Dr. D. David Schultz, though.
Psycho
Wrestling,
Sid.
baby.
Psycho Sid.
Psycho Sid. He's probably more known as Psycho
Yeah,
Sid.
Psycho
That's
Sid.
why.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sid Vicious was his name because when you own when the companies own your copyright, you can't.
Oh, he's Sid Vicious in WWE?
So no, he's had two iterations of it. Psycho Sid was his first iteration, and then Sid Vicious he became after that when he went to WCW, I think. But yeah, that's Psycho Sid.
Why do you think Westside Gunn chose Psycho Sid to?
He's a wrestling fan, as he should be.
And it's more obscure, I guess, to pick someone like that, I would think.
Huh?
A little bit more obscure to pick that wrestling figure to be on the cover.
No, because Psycho Sid was somebody who, like his gimmick was just he was a loose cannon.
Mm.
Pun intended. Did you see Westside Gunn?
The Cannon.
He was a loose cannon. Never mind.
DJ Drama
Anyway,
reference?
so he was kind of a loose cannon. He couldn't be contained. He couldn't be reasoned with. I get the metaphor.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
the reference. You have to be a wrestling fan because he's not one of them posters.
Yeah.
Like Sid wasn't one of them guys who you just look at and be like, oh,
You got to be a real wrestling fan to know.
yes.
Or a
So
wrestling
I
fan at all.
went.
'cause
I get some
Triple H
props, DJ Head, that I got it right. Come on, man. Just shit.
Props,
I
King.
got you, man. I used to collect wrestling magazines. The Wrestler, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Does any of these make sense to you? I know I'm
Yes.
old. They were the
Pro Wrestling Illustrated, yes.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
I had Sports
They used to have
Illustrated.
posters in there, the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
You have wrestling posters on your wall?
At times, yes.
Which men did you have on your wall? Which
Hey,
ones?
man, it's too deep for me.
I was just asking. Which
I don't know about that. Too deep actually is a pause. But I don't know nothing about who I had on my walls like that. Man. I'm just saying.
which men
I had
did you have
I had
on-
one shirtless man on my wall.
I bet you did.
Usher.
You had Usher
I had a-
shirtless on your wall?
I had an Usher Confessions poster.
He
on
didn't have
my
the
wall.
chain on at least?
He
had
had
the
the
chain?
A chain on, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this show.
Yeah. So it was.
He had a black man sweating with his chest open.
Yeah. I
You
On
had
your
a
walls?
sweaty topless black
he
man
was.
on
He
your
was.
wall.
Yeah, sweating topless. I said if I ever. Pause.
Jesus
Pause.
Christ.
Pause. At least somebody
No.
pause. If I said if
I
I
like
ever
that.
meet Usher, my intro question on a carpet would be, Usher, I have a confession. I had you shirtless on my wall at 8 years old.
Say
And
topless.
topless on my wall.
Topless.
And here's the
Don't say us just
here's
topless.
the better part.
Say this
and this
as
is me
out.
freely confessing this, so you feel free to use it against me. But I'm using this as a room full of trust, and whoever's
Nah,
watching.
this ain't that. I'm going. But go ahead.
Here's the ammo for you. I used to do sit-ups and push-ups while looking at the Usher poster,
Ooh.
thinking one day I could get there.
So you used to work up a sweat looking at a topless man on your wall.
Another man sweating, yeah.
Trying to get his body just like that black man.
I saw the tricep.
Trying to craft his shape, his Caucasian shape.
I saw the
in the
triceps.
form of the
So-
African American
So
man
when
he's
you were
staring at.
looking, when you were looking at this topless African American man on your wall,
Yeah.
your blood was pumping.
I was breaking a sweat, yeah. So if my blood was higher than normal, yeah. So
In the words of Emmanuel Hudson, that's a little shaky.
it's a little shaky. But listen, I never got there. I never got to try
So
something like Usher.
You get
did
the
you look
six-pack
at the
together?
did
You get that six-pack
hold on,
together?
Never
last one. You looked at the poster
Yeah.
of Usher topless on your wall,
Mhm.
and that got you going.
No,
Got you
that's pull it back for a second.
You
Pause.
pulled. Okay.
Let's pull it back. Pause.
Hey.
Pull it back. So
It didn't get me
it's-
going. It was
so-
inspiration. It was like inspiration.
Pull back
for me.
what?
I was just pull back your comment.
Oh,
Wait, where did you get the poster from? You bought a separate poster?
you bought it?
I bought the poster.
It
Yeah,
was
You
their own
bought
poster.
a topless man and put him on your wall. So
it
you
might
get
have come with the album. Maybe
I
it
was
came
gonna
with
say,
the
was it
album.
back with the album?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it was a bundle with the album.
This is which era? This is 8701?
This is Confessions.
Confessions era.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Confessions Part 2.
This
That's
explains
a
a lot.
Confessions Part
That's a
This
hell of a
explains a lot.
confession on
I
Hecht's
could see
part.
why you would be hurt if I got in a video that was talking shit about you.
I've no. Yeah, it was kind of like that, but he was kind of turned to the side. He was like leaned up against a wall, so you could kind of only see the tricep.
I don't
and, like,
really
the
feel
side
comfortable
angle
with you
of-
describing this man like that.
I'm just telling you what the poster was.
Yeah, but why you got excited?
These are my confessions. Just when I
Hey,
thought
take a
I
look.
said
Man.
all
Was it
I
like
could
that?
say.
That's a little bit before Confessions, but does that take you back?
It hurts to see because I never attained.
What hurts?
Seeing Usher's six pack, I never attained what I hoped to attain, which was my own version of that on my body.
Your fitness dedication? It wasn't
Yeah, it
there?
never wasn't. It wasn't there. Yeah. But back to what we're talking about, Westside Gunn's album.
We made a hard left, didn't we?
I'm still praying that one day I'll get there.
I don't
So
even know how we got there.
yeah, I don't either actually.
Bigger picture.
He was rapping really well. I think
He was rapping really well.
Really
is
well.
The most
what-
crazy compliment.
He was rapping really well.
But
There
you
was
could
one song
say
that I
something
think,
else nice about it.
I think sonically it was pleasing to the ears.
How's the West Coast feel? The West Coast got love for Griselda?
I'm not a fan.
He's got West in his name.
Ain't got no slaps though.
Yeah, no, there was
Well,
one
I don't
song
think
that was close.
I look at this like I looked at. This is gonna be crazy. They're gonna chop this up. Well,
Right after the Usher thing, this is gonna be the crazier clip. Let's go.
I look at this Westside Gunn album like I look at the Lil Uzi project.
In what way?
Wow, that's different.
It's not for me.
Mm,
He didn't make this with me in mind.
I don't know that I'll ever go back to the Westside Gunn album simply because there wasn't a song. There was one song that I liked, but even then I feel like he probably doesn't care, to your point, with Freddie. But I think if he did put a little, he's so unique and he's so interesting with the way he says things that if he structured songs,
Yeah.
like him and Tyler, I would love to see really work together. I know Tyler said that he was a big inspiration and for his rapping, for Call Me If You Get Lost, he said Westside Gunn was a big inspiration. So I would love to see them collaborate where maybe there's some Tyler production behind, where he really can have melodies and have some like big sounding songs and he still raps in the same way. Because even Freddie, his album, sonically, the production sounds a little bit more appealing to play all the way through than the way
I
Griselda
would
did.
really appreciate for artists who are elite rappers, Westside Gunn, all the Griselda guys, Conway, like even Freddie Gibbs, even people like Westside Boogie, Simba's doing it, never mind, Reason, like all these people who are elite rappers,
The spitters.
right?
Solo.
Anybody not named J. Cole, Kendrick, or Drake. Even people, from the South, there are rappers, really real good, dope MCs. I think Denzel Curry is one of them people who could rap. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think so all of these people, I would love for Crit did it one time. I would love for these people to allow a producer to produce them. Just allow one producer, not your guy, not the guy that does your shit, somebody who you would not normally work with, produce you. I would love for that to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Please, just do it. Just try it. You know what I'm saying? You might be surprised at how you like it. Pusha T, I would love for somebody like. Well, he got Pharrell. That's cheating. That's cheating. Sorry.
Yeah, he's had for
I'll recant to that. But people in that vein who we look at as elite rappers, even though they don't care, as a fan, I would love for them to care once.
Well, I think it's interesting about Westside Gunn being the whole leader of the Griselda movement. He's the most stubborn of like, this is the direction. This is what I do. I start records with like 2 weird instrumentals and I do these samples. Like this album is like good if you're a big fan of Griselda.
Yeah.
Because it delivers in the same vein. Like he's giving you basically the same record on steroids, basically, that he's done before. He's had drama yell over his music. He's done all this before. Just continues to do it in a big way. I thought it was interesting that I kind of came to the bandwagon late supporting Griselda. And there was a point where you thought they were going to take it further that way, and it just seemed like they kind of regressed back to just being, because they got money too. Like a lot of these guys, though, again, I think it comes down to what level of fame or attention that you want. Because if you're able to make more money than you ever thought you were going to make on your own terms, to me, it makes a DJ Hecht even more
I agree.
ego-wise than them say, I'm going to get out of my comfort zone and go for something even bigger where I'm not in control.
I was just having this conversation with Jason Martin yesterday. You can't talk to people while they're having success at whatever they're doing, because it's like, what I'm doing is working. Why would I listen to it?
It's the same Westside Gunn record, but he's richer than he was the last record. And he's going to remind you that he's richer than the last record.
He's like, I flew to Paris just to record this.
As someone who actively is participating in the music industry on a mainstream level, just taste it. Just take a sip one time. Just see how you like it. Just try it one time. Like, I'm not telling you to make a radio record. I'm not telling you to make a streaming record. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm saying get, like Griselda, I would love for them to get in with somebody like Swiss.
Swiss would love that. And they've done it at moments.
No, let Swiss make a project. Let Swiss executive produce.
Give up control.
A Griselda project.
Yes.
You'd get you would be like, what the fuck am I listening to right now? That's the reaction that I would like those guys to have. And it's not coming from I'm a radio guy. It's coming from a standpoint of, I'm a fan of elite lyricism. But I also want other people to see that how dope you are. Not just the people who are going and looking for your dopeness.
But I think that's what happened with Slaughterhouse, right? Like, where they got in, they're the best rappers in the world at that point, or at least a group of the best rappers of the world. And then they had Eminem produce them. And I think that caused a lot of tension. I mean, at least Joe has spoken on that a couple times, where it's like they were making big records, big hooks, maybe not slaps, but like big records. And it was hard for them all to fit into that mold. So I think it could cause tension, or maybe there's a lot of resistance for some of these really good rappers to be produced.
Well, there's a reason why Eminem is the GOAT.
He has allowed himself to be produced by also another GOAT. There you go.
But I thought it was interesting that you're comparing Gunn and Uzi, because I think that's still two different worlds. Because I think
I'm not comparing the music.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
I'm saying the concept was they just don't. Their projects are not for you. They didn't make those albums. They didn't make them with DJ Hecht.
Well, that's why I thought. I'm gonna tell you, so I did listen to Uzi Vert's album, and again, I think he's a very polarizing figure with this the latter part of his catalog, right? Like, you have a lot of early Uzi fans, which I'm probably one of them, that love a lot of early Uzi stuff. It seems like after the EXO Tour Life record, which was a huge, was a diamond record type at this point, this sort of second half of his career, it's been kind of hit and miss with the music. But then there's a song here now called Chill Bay, which just seems like a very straight single. When I was hearing the album, I immediately thought in my mind, because now we deal with each other, like, is DJ Hecht this is a slap?
That's the only one on the album,
right? Chill Bay is a slap.
That's the one record that I was like, I'm gonna play this song.
So it made me mad that I felt like, I think then it goes back to everybody thinking they know everything, right? And maybe you go back to the rollout, like, if that record is so clearly like the old school lead single, like, I don't even want your album yet. Like, why didn't they just put that record out? Let that record go to market, see what happens, media base, mania, go to the world, and then give me this album of 20-something songs where I think you said, Jeremy, and I agree that the sequencing is like the better songs are on the whole second half of the album.
I was so mad. I had already tweeted, I was 10 songs in, and I said, am I just getting old? Like, do I not? I'm like, do I just not? Because I like Uzi. I was like, do I not understand it? Is this too far beyond me? And then, like, people are like, nah, it's just not good. Then I got to track 12, Chill Bay.
Correct.
I was like, this is incredible.
Correct.
Then I liked the next song, and the next song, and the next song.
And then the album's over.
I literally liked tracks 12 through 16. And then I said, what the hell did you do for the first 10 songs?
Did you take a track list, put names in a hat, and pulled it out? That was your track list?
I was absolutely shocked. Like, I was actually upset for a bit, because I was like, if you even gave me Chill Bay in track 2 or track 3, and then you kept those other ones on Space High, I think it is, he had the funniest bar ever. He said, what
voice is he gonna use, DJ Hecht? What voice?
He said, every time I take a shroomie, I take a shit.
Happened?
But yeah, so Uzi, I love. I think he's very talented. I would love to see him make a condensed project. Give me 7 to 10 songs, or an EP, or singles at a time, and just release your best
play Chill
work.
Bay 7 times in a row?
Or just put it, DJ
yes, DJ Hecht.
Or just get fucking produced.
Yeah, he's producing himself, it sounds like.
This is the Tommy Richmond shit, in my humble opinion, I think. I think he's allowed to do whatever he wants to do. That's why you got that first 12 songs.
That was crazy.
Insane. The second, I have the exact same take, and I thought y'all was going to kill me for it.
Oh, that you only like the second part of the album?
Not the second part. From Chill Bay down.
Yeah,
That's
that was
what I'm
the
saying. That's the
only
second part. 12 to 16, last 4 songs.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think Uzi.
What do you think when I said like Chill Bay should have had its own
Absolutely.
like take off?
Uzi.
Let it take off.
Uzi is a rock star.
Yeah.
But he overlooks his secret weapon. Uzi, your secret weapon, if no one's told you, is your melodies. Your melodies are your secret weapon, bro. Use your superpower. If you are Vince Carter and you are supremely dominant in one area, don't play the perimeter like Steph Curry. Dunk on these niggas. Use your take advantage of your advantage. If you're better at melodies than everyone else, lean in on your advantage. Stop playing fair. The first 12, whatever it is, you're playing fair. You leveling the playing field because you're allowing people to play with you. Stop doing that. From Chill Bay on down, give us an album full of that, get produced, and go to the top. Be the number one guy. Stop. I don't understand this shit. I don't.
It was confusing.
Bro, you can do melodies and you can get away with shit that other artists wish that they can get away with. Uzi can look like this and be on the cover of GQ, sexiest man alive, right?
And be respected by
and no one knows how he got there. You're like, well, how the fuck did that happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or he can, you know what I mean? He can Jeff Hardy swanton bomb off of something into 16-year-olds, and it's like, oh, well, that's just Uzi. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he can do anything he wants to do. Stop playing. Give the people what they want. Sell your melodies. Give other people hooks. Allow yourself to be produced and be fucking great. Stop being mediocre, bro. You don't have to be the mediocre. You can be amazingly great. And I don't know, this coming from somebody who don't got as much money as you. I'm not as powerful as you. None of that. This is just somebody who's on the outside looking in. I'm in the stands watching a great player sit on the bench.
It's interesting. He's clean like you, though. He stopped taking his stuff. He's more sobriety right now. So, like, you don't drink yourself, DJ Head, right?
Correct.
You keep it clean. So
I'm always
he's matching you there.
I'm always in my right mind. But I'm saying we're commentators. We're sitting on the sideline, and I'm watching a great player be the water boy.
Who could be the guy. Like,
the guy.
He could be top 1 to 3 in his
the guy.
generation. Yeah.
I would argue that Uzi is better at the melodies than Drake is. Just because he's willing to take risks that other people aren't willing to take. Like, he can make it sound like I got it. He can make it sound like he's out of key, but it's intentional. Like on EXO Tour Life, the runs and the ad-libs, he's like those are all like inflections in his voice that other people can't get away with because it sounds like he's cracking, but he's doing it intentionally. So I'm just saying, like, bro, like, stop playing, like, be great. Like, why are you we didn't need the first 12 of those.
You could have your Pop-Tarts on the top of the charts.
Man, let's get the spotlight.
All right. Okay.
You keep if you want to rap, bro, just rap. Like,
I was just,
don't sit here talk to me and Elliott every week. Go fucking
get in the booth, bitch. Get in the booth.
Damn.
As Lotto says. No, Lotto says that, not me.
Okay. I thought you were
Lotto says that.
I thought you called me a bitch. I was like,
my light-skinned sister from Atlanta, she says that. I don't say those type of things. Speaking of women, Ella May's my spotlight. Dropped the EP, 3-song EP.
Shout out to 10 Summers.
She's a 10 Summers artist. Mustard produced one of the slaps in there. I'll Be Around. It flipped the CeeLo I'll Be Around record that Timbaland did. That's on there. And also she dedicated one to her boo, Jason Tatum from the Celtics. So, just good to hear her back on the scene, man. I feel like people sleep on Ella May a little bit. And it's a really strong free song EP. Hopefully it leads to an album coming soon. But shout out to Ella May. Shout out to the Mustard and the 10 Summers movement.
Shout out to my guy Fresco Trey, dropped another song, Live or Die. Super fire melodies, but his lyrics are hilarious. He's talking about a girl, but in just a very unique way. So I love that song. Check that out. And then shout out to my guy Jameson, who known him for a few years. He's super low key. Like he makes music and kind of just ducks back off into his corner. Doesn't even really like to promote the music very often. And the first week, I believe, he started to put his music online. He just posted a bunch of snippets from his really high quality music videos. And one of them went crazy viral. And now, just off those snippets, it has like nearly 1 million on Spotify. It has like 10 million on Twitter. So it's just, you know, if you're an artist out there, take this as a lesson. Like, put your music out there. If you create things that are great, showcase how great your art is. You never know when the chance is for somebody else to find it.
We're so encouraging the artists, aren't we, on this platform?
This is positivity.
I just want artists to be as great.
To be great as you can be.
Yeah. I want artists to be as great as. Because this is the thing, and everybody can say how much they don't care. When this shit is over with and you got all the money and all of that, and people discount your legacy, you're going to feel away. I'm just trying to get you ahead of it. That's it. I want to spotlight Jason Martin.
Yeah.
He and I have talked about different things, and he's been overseeing and executive producing. And I will blanket this as a public service announcement. If you are from the greater Los Angeles area, all cities encompassing, whether you are black, brown, yellow, purple, green, gay, straight, trans, I don't give a fuck what you are. Go see Jason Martin. We are having a concerted effort in making sure that what you are putting out is quality and it's the best possible records, because there's a tidal wave coming and you don't want to be a surfer. You want to be part of the wave.
I love this guy.
Oh, you said you had a potential announcement.
CWA.
Also want to shout out and spotlight to Lefty Gunplay. Lefty Gunplay is a Latino. He's a Mexican rapper from here, from Los Angeles, and he got some shit coming. I heard some shit. He got some shit coming. So if you don't know who Lefty Gunplay is,
he's a wild guy.
Go tap in. Also want to shout out to the Coyotes. Coyote for Hire on Instagram. They just put out a song about the whole political thing. It's fire. Nobody's fucking with Coyotes visuals, not named DaBaby or Dave Free, in my humble opinion.
They're up next.
I know we got to go. I want to say I want to thank Lil Wayne for bringing the Hot Boys back together. That was very emotional for me.
Did you cry?
I did cry, honestly, yeah.
For sure.
I'll give you a quick story. It's the hater in me first. I used to be a Tidal. And we used to do all the big streaming, big shows.
Accountability.
Streaming the whole situation. And then our budgets went low, and all of a sudden, here come Westside Timmy, and he brought the formula to Amazon. So now Amazon now is the one that does the big broadcasting of the things. So I was hating to the point that I didn't even watch it the day it came out. But the next day, I went back and watched it. And, you know, I just realized it was like, in my XXL years, like I really got to document Cash Money 9-9 in the 2000s, and like, you have great stories dealing with Wayne. It's just like, I don't take those things for granted. Like, so I really saw this whole thing like blow up, and like keeping a relationship with Birdman and all these things helped me have a lot of great success at XXL, and it means a lot. So I was excited to see them get back.
I was more excited about Manny Fresh, because I'm a huge Manny Fresh stan, and I love that. He kind of like, I don't think he stepped back.
Produced all them slaps.
All of them. And y'all
one man.
Put some respect. And it's a Birdman play. You see that?
I see what you did there. Yeah.
Put some respect on Manny Fresh. Okay, produced the whole label by himself. Platinum Gold Records in physicals. Platinum Gold Records physicals. You know what I'm saying? By itself for 10 years. It's nobody fucking with Manny Fresh on that level like that. I mean, you could argue a couple other people, but not a whole label. Like literally every record is it's crazy. With slaps for 10 years.
Classic slaps.
Wayne, the GOAT. I'm glad he got to showcase this and have his moment. I did find one certified cover boy moment that I didn't see anyone else talking about. I just may have missed it if they did talk about it. But Alex, can you play when he speaks about the Super Bowl? Oh, and I want you to listen to.
I can't comment on this.
I want you to listen to what song he goes into right after, because I haven't heard anybody speak about. They talked about what he said, but just play the clip and listen to what song he goes into.
That moment, I said to myself, I want to be on stage for the Super Bowl one day in front of my mom, and I worked my ass off.
Oh God!
To get that fucking position. It was ripped away from me.
No.
But this motherfucking moment right here. They can't take that, man. They can't take that Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for yourself for being amazing.
Wait for it.
Music.
Mr. Carter.
Hey, Mr. Carter.
Vince Carter right there. Vince
Tell
Carter.
me, where have you been?
His dedication to Vince Carter at the end.
He's
Incredible.
saying-
Thank you, Lil
Hov,
Wayne.
Hey, Hov. Hey, Jay. Where have you been? And you know what's crazy? Is that's the same song. That's the same song. And I know we got to get out of here. But that's
He's
the same
been changing
song.
his number. That's what Ho's been doing.
That's the same song where Wayne says, next time you mention Pac, Biggie, or Jay-Z, don't forget Weezy, baby. Put himself in the conversation. So I'm just saying, it was a cool way to
10 a.m. subscribe. Leave it a chat.
Yeah. Bigger picture.
Tell us how good our audio sounded this week.
Hey man, like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to the chat. I don't know what the fuck type of time Jeremy Hecht be on, but
Shout out to South
we
Africa.
gonna get him together. You know what I'm saying? We gonna gather him. There's a black woman on set who helps us executive produce this show, and we're gonna go ahead and gather this man. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to black women who need an extra spotlight too, who not only carried the election on their back in terms of running, but they also carried the voting on their back. Black women, and it still wasn't enough. So I just want to spotlight black women.
He tried to clean that up. I don't know where that went.
I'm just saying. They
Close your laptop.
Okay, we're getting on here. All right.
The Big Show! That was funny. Close your laptop.
What? Close your laptop. It's funny.
Close your laptop.